What's happening, YouTube? It's your boy Julian, aka Just Julian H. Don't forget the H. And today I want to tackle a very frequently asked question in the health and fitness community, and that is, how fast can you lose weight, really? All right, what's going on, YouTube? So I'm starting to make content for you guys now. Some of you may have followed me on Instagram for a while. Also, my username there, Just Julian H. I'm actually just starting to produce exclusive YouTube content, very brand new. I just celebrated a birthday as of recording of this video, so figure start new things for this new year birth. Been giving content to Instagram for years. I consume so much content here on the YouTube platform. I just figured I'd dive right in, give you guys some tips related to health, wellness, success, mindset. So I'm going to be giving you guys more of my story, my background as we go along, as well as tackling some hot topics with health, fitness, some mindset, because mindset is honestly just as important when it comes to any type of health and wellness journey as the actual physical eating, nutrition, and the fitness part is. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the topic. How fast can you lose weight? This is such a common question that I've gotten in my years being in health and wellness, coaching people all over the world. They want to know not only how fast can you lose it, what are some realistic goals? Is it possible, to go from size 7 to a size 5, or lose 20 pounds in a month, things like that, lose 100 pounds in 6 months, all kind of goals, right? And I gotta say, there's no wrong goal. From the experience I've had, I've seen a lot of different goals being reached, lots of different timelines. I've seen people lose 100 pounds in 6 months, seen people lose 100 pounds in a year, seen people lose 20 pounds in a month, seen people lose 20 pounds in a year. So how long it takes, that's going to be dependent on a lot of different variables. So I say that to say this, because we want to answer the question, but at the same time, we want to temper your expectations, and at the same time, temper your goals. One thing when you're setting goals, you have to be realistic with yourself. And so the first tip that I really say when it comes to setting goals is how committed are you willing to be with your goals? Obviously, most of us know the basics when it comes to losing weight, making any kind of change. We have to be active, have to have some type of exercise, we have to burn calories, we have to eat the right kinds of food, put the right kinds of nutrition and fuel into our bodies. Just as important as that, though, is the commitment level. How committed are you willing to be? For some people, it's not necessarily mentally healthy to be all in from day one to, completely cut out the bad habits, eating junk food, eating foods that are high in sugars, alcohol, things like that. It's not realistic for those people to cut that out from day one and go cold turkey on a lot of those, those temptations and things like that from the beginning. Some people need a more gradual approach. They need, portion control to kind of, little by little, take baby steps to get to where they need to be. Some people, are willing to do that, willing from day one, go all in. They're absolutely fed up with how they are, and they're willing to do whatever it takes from day one. And whichever mold you fit in, myself, I've been a little bit of both in my past. I've been the cold turkey type person, all in, 0 to 100 from day one. And I've also had places in my life where I've kind of, done things in more moderation. And I'll say this, wherever you're at, just be realistic with yourself. And when you're realistic with yourself, then you can set that goal of, how fast you're going to get to your goal. Just realize, if maybe you need to take those baby steps, maybe make some moderation here and there, whatever it is, whether it's alcohol, whether it's desserts, sweets, fried food. Myself, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised. So, I grew up on fried food. I grew up on soul food. So if I was still in that mindset when I was starting my journey, I may not have been as successful as I wanted to be if I didn't, go cold turkey. I may have been at a point where I had to take baby steps, had to learn how to start making some healthier foods, making some better choices little by little. And that was me in the past. It wasn't necessarily from day one, I'm going to eat boiled chicken and brown rice at every meal. And maybe that's you too. So just recognize where you're at. That's my first tip. Second tip is going to be maybe change the question. So this whole topic of, is it possible to lose a certain amount of weight in a certain amount of days, months, weeks, whatever the case is Instead of asking how fast it is, maybe the question should be, how sustainable is the method going to be after you hit your goal? And what do I mean by that? I mean, say your goal is to lose 15 to 20 pounds, and say, you happen to make it happen in a month. You go cold turkey with whatever your plan is. After you reach that point, can you sustain that method that got you to that point? That's going to be a major key in the long term. See, short-term goals are good, but long-term goals are even better. Is the method you're using to get you to your goal something you can make a lifestyle? Something you can do every single day? Something you're going to get to the point where it's going to be a habit. You don't have to think about it. Where it's going to be part of your lifestyle. You can still live your life. You can still have fun, enjoy life, but stick to these habits that you're forming to make sure you maintain your health for the long run. One of the most important pieces of advice, long term, from my experience coaching people, helping people get to their goals, that would be definitely like top 2 or 3 overall things I'd say. There's many different methods you can choose to get to, whether it's a weight loss goal, just everyday daily health, building muscle, things like that. Many different methods you could choose to get you to that end point. But once you get to that end point of that short-term goal, can you sustain that method long-term? How committed can you be? How committed are you? If your commitment level, is a 1, and it's going to take at least a 5, 6, 7 to get to your goal, then first off, let's work on that. Let's work on the mindset. Let's work on the expectations we need to have. Let's work on our form of accountability. Because if we don't have accountability, if we don't have expectations, we aren't mentally prepared, mentally willing to sacrifice some things, especially in the beginning, then we're going to get defeated if we have a goal that's way up here, but our commitment is down here. So we got to meet them in the middle somewhere. Last point I'd say when it comes to this topic, how fast can you lose weight? How fast can you reach your goals? Sometimes when it comes to losing weight, we get so wrapped up on numbers, so wrapped up to what it says on the scale, what our, if we're using the body fat scales, what our body fat is, things like that. Sometimes we can become obsessed with the numbers. And at the same time, you got to realize if you are on an overall good routine, you're starting to make changes to your eating habits, you're starting to exercise, starting to get active, things like that. Sometimes the numbers are going to deceive you. Sometimes you're going to get to a point where maybe the numbers aren't moving. Maybe you think you should be losing weight faster, but your body is still changing along the way. It could be the case where maybe you're at a standstill as far as the numbers, but you're still losing body fat. Your waistline is still getting smaller. At the same time, you're gaining lean muscle. I tell people all the time, if I maintain weight or maybe even gain a little bit of weight when I'm trying to cut, but it's muscle and it's lean muscle and I feel good, my energy's good, clothes are fitting better, I'll take that any day over losing weight and losing lean muscle, because you want lean muscle. That's going to be a topic for a different video. But as far as cutting fat, losing weight, getting to a smaller size, throughout that process, we want to develop lean muscle. That's going to help us tremendously when it comes to burning body fat, when it comes to getting to our overall weight goals. Overall, guys, hope this helps you for today. I'm going to be coming out with many more videos like this on different topics related to health, wellness, mindset. Go ahead, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and give a like to this video. Share this video with somebody you know needs to hear this. And again, just to recap, how fast can you lose weight? Don't want to delve on necessarily a specific number. Like I said, I've seen many goals being hit, many different timelines. There's no wrong timeline to whatever your goal is, as long as you're being realistic with yourself, realizing, what commitment level you're at, and if it's requires you to lower your expectations, raise your commitment level, sometimes you have to do that, meet them in the middle. As long as we're finding something that's going to be sustainable, and as long as we're realizing that, let's not get too obsessed with the numbers along the way in the process. Overall, you're going to be in good shape. However long it takes you to reach your goal, you'll be in good shape as long as you realize those 3 things. Guys, that's the video for today. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned.